Well, I'll stand in front of the light here. It looks like we did already have that dowel off the back of the crank, which prohibits, I guess, from hooking everything up together. I've never run into it where I left it on. I thought I did, but I didn't. But in there, I realized that I also ran into another problem. Through the process of putting the transmission on, I carved up the bearing on the inside of the crank, which is the, shoot, what do they call it? It's like the crank bearing? I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, it's a little tiny ring, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. I should grab a flashlight. Maybe I'll turn this more towards the light, and you might be able to see in there. But as you can see, yeah, right there, it is not looking too healthy. Luckily, I have Nismo versions of that, actually 2 of them. In the event one ever went bad, I got a second one. They were kind of hard to find on a waiting list, so I ordered 2. But it looks like I got to pull that out of there now, and that's going to be fun. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and you know, this is probably one of those videos that everybody's going to be like, hey, yeah, you're a bit of an idiot, but it comes with not really working on the project straight through. So, you know, if you have the time to nail it, I'm going to go for it, because my scheduling has been erratic. I'll spend 2 months away at work, then I'll come back, have a week off, maybe go out for 3 days, then back, but I don't know when I'm going back out. So because of that, things happen. I also obviously rushed this here as well, and because of that, I've got to pull that bearing out. Now that's going to be a fun thing to do in its own right. I got bearing pullers, but nothing that small. I'll have to figure it out somehow. But anyways, yeah, check in with me again. We'll see where we are from there. Also, depending on how much time I have off too, I've also got into firearms. So I got things like a review on a Tavor TAR 21 write-up that I've done. I got to actually make a video on it. I just bought some gear for a loadout and everything like that, so I got to review that. I got a belt as well, plate carrier. Most of the stuff is by Condor, which is kind of, I think, one of the cheaper stuff, but they do have a good line, and it is functional for the most part. Glock 17 Gen 4, I got one of those too. I mean, there's plenty of reviews on these already. I haven't customized the Glock Gen 4 at all, but maybe I might take you guys out shooting one day with that, and a few other things as well. But I'll get back to you. Like I say, it's just I need more time. I need to be less lazy too. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll check in again. Well, we're going to do an update here, but we're going to get our buddy in here first. Come on in. Let's go. Good boy. So, what's that? You're going to find things to eat in the garage now? Excellent. Okay, a little bit of an update. My dog is probably wondering who I'm talking to right now. Right in here, I'm going to go right in close. Puts a little bit of light from my headlamp on there. And I'm removing the old bushing out of there. And I'm doing it with one of these files. Kind of triangular file of some kind. I don't even know what the proper name of it is. Go figure, I'm supposed to be some mechanically inclined guy. I don't even know what I'm working with. But it fits in there just fine, being it's brass, and I'm just slowly working my way at it. You want to be careful that once you're inside, that you don't go and carve up the actual crank itself. So I might have to do a couple of these little cut holes in there, remove a piece to get the rest of it out, because I don't have a puller big enough to fit in there. So, yeah. That's where we are right now. In case you're wondering what a puller looks like, I got a couple of them right down in here. Actually, I didn't even really look at it. Here's one. That's a 3-point puller. And then I got a 2-pointer right here. 2-pointer? No, it probably won't work. It's too big. Let's take a look. You never know. wonder if that could even fit in there. No. Wishful thinking. But, yeah, there's another puller. What you do is you just basically put a ratchet on there and start cranking one direction once these hooks are put into something. Usually meant for suspension parts and things like that. One of them I inherited from my old man. That's the two-armed one, and then the tri-arm. That was my own purchase there. That's actually, what is this? Lots of interesting things in here. Huh. Yeah, this thing, I lost my old man in 2009 from lung cancer, and well, he left me a few interesting tools. Look at that, U.S. patent even. We're moving on up. Anyways, so that's basically what pullers look like. Just throw it back in there. And, yeah, Cookie. Hey, come here. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, now you're itchy. Stay. Stay. He's my buddy. Stay. Stay. Okay, say goodbye. Alright, here we are, updated. I took the filed a couple notches in there, and then gave it a couple taps with a Phillips, and it's starting to break apart into pieces. Being that this is brass, it is a little bit easy to work with, as you can see. So pretty much right now, I'm just going to end up, well, here, drop the hammer down there, and we'll wiggle this around a bit. And it's kind of hard to do this, hold on to it at the same time. But you generally want to be careful, because you don't want to mark up the crank at all. Luckily, brass is a whole lot softer than the steel, so it's just going to be a matter of time of breaking it out, and it should come out now. It looks like I may have made a little bit of a mark. Oh no, it's pretty clean. My helper wants to go out now, doesn't he? Hey? You want to go out? Cookie, sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, we're going to go out. Okay, it looks like we got our piece out of there. What it took was basically, as you can see, take a notch out, involved a little bit of hammering, but brass is smoother, so get rid of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this junk out from inside. The thing to note about that piece right there is it's about yay big, and the crank spacing that it fits in is about that long. So you cut out a piece of it and then you just hammer it inward. And then the rest of it should, you know, kind of crunch and collapse, and then you can just pull it out once it's out of there. But then again, here, we'll take another look at it, just so you can get a good look. It's pretty straightforward. Now it's just a matter of finding my Nismo one or two. You know, it should be somewhere in this stuff. Air temp sensor. Ooh, oh no, that's all wideband O2. Map sensor. Boost solenoid. Yeah, I'm not gonna let you guys. Oh, here's my throttle bracket. Good to know. This is supposed to be my goodie parts. So, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'm gonna find out where my Nismo one is. I don't know if it's titanium or what it's supposed to be. The Nismo bushing that's supposed to go in there, and then we'll get back to throwing it in, putting the transmission back on, and hopefully everything will go according to plan. Hey, pilot bushing. This is. Ha! That could be what I'm looking for right there. That's the Jim Wolf pilot bushing for Z32, Z33. It might work for this. Okay, we're going to keep that out. Yeah, I'm thinking this, we might end up using that. cool. I just find random things lying around, but I got my Nismo stem caps there too. Ooh, I know, big spender. They go on the LMGT4s over there, so calm down. What is this? Gaskets. Anyways, I'll let you guys go, and I'm going to do some searching. I'm going to go with the Nismo one if I find it. Okay, here we have an update on our bearings, needle bearing, pilot bushing, whatever. I'm pretty sure they are the same function because they look like the same ID, OD. Here's the one we took out. It's a smashed up side, so we'll turn it over so you can get an idea. Now, if you look at these very closely, it looks like the Z33 and Z32 bushing is a little bit thicker than the standard one. I'll flip it just to make sure, yeah, it's the same on both sides. And then we have our Nismo one right there. So, here, I'll outline them. This is our Jim Wolf pilot bushing, Z32, Z33, LZ 320 TOPLT. This is the part number for that. Our Nismo one, which is extremely sexy looking and complicated. The Nismo one is, says it's a bearing needle. 32202-09500. And the significance between these, Jim Wolf off to the left, is the height. Ignore well, don't ignore the height, but let's go from the smaller side on the one. Jim Wolf and the stock one that came with the 240, which was, I believe, an S14 crank that was in there. And the Nismo one. The Nismo one seems a little bit shorter. I'm going to be outright honest. I have no idea what the difference is. However, when it comes to the inside, here we'll go under the light. Maybe we'll turn our little headlamp on too, where we can get a little bit of light. Okay. Let's see if we can find, yeah, so inside, whatever, it's just some sort of a bushing. Now this, the Nismo one, see if I can focus, those are little bearings in there. Little beautiful bearings. Look at how cute they are. Yeah, so those bearings, they probably make a bit of a difference. I've heard of some people that say, oh, the Nismo one, don't need it, don't waste the money on it. Other people said, oh, it's disastrous, everything went wrong. I don't know what all the circumstances are. The problem with a lot of people that own these 240s is they're dirt poor, and quite often they don't have the proper tools. Sometimes neither do I, but they often install stuff like on the fly, incorrectly, smash it in. They might have even smashed the transmission into it like I did with this, so maybe it destroyed that. There's a whole lot of what ifs when it comes to building a car, especially when you get into a little bit more high performance type stuff too. You really don't know. You can't really come to a conclusion based on what some 18, 19-year-old says on the internet. Myself, I'm 32. It doesn't mean anything that I'm 32. I got a little bit more experience with other vehicles, but I'm going to put the Nismo one in. Just simply because it does look pretty hardcore compared to some of the other ones that I got there. And pretty much, I believe what that ends up doing is that ends up going on here. Wait, before I do that, let's clean this up. Okay. Before I go and dirty the bearings all up, cause it to explode. That's another thing too. If there's more parts to it, chances are something bad can happen. So I guess that goes in there, and that's supposed to be able to turn easier than just a regular bearing. Give it a little bit of play. So I'm going to give that a shot. See, the thing with the clutch is the part that you don't want turning, or rather, yeah, is the part with the teeth back here. Now this, that's actually on the clutch itself. That's where the teeth are. So when you engage your clutch, then it grabs the transmission and goes from there. Whereas this bearing, as far as I can figure, it just sits there and holds it. Holds everything kind of in place. You know, there's going to be vibrations and it shake, and I guess the purpose of those little bearings in there are to make everything kosher. So again, we're going to give that a shot. Put that one in there. See if it works. 11mm socket. Not just any one. We're taking 11mm with a bit of a taper on it. Seems to align that up just fine. That's going to give us a little something that we can nudge the bearing on in there. Now I'm going to try to show you guys inside there. You might see